Hi, and welcome back to MyExcelOnline.com. Today we are going to go over how to insert a gallery inside of Microsoft Power Apps for accessing data and what some of the different design options are for that gallery. If you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel and Office, join our Academy online course and access more than 1,000 video training tutorials so that you can advance your level and get the promotions, pay raises, or new jobs. The link to join our Academy online course is in the description. So if I go to office.com, I can launch Microsoft Power Apps right from here. I can go up to the app launcher, and if I've used Power Apps before, you will see it here in the list. Or I can go to All Apps, scroll down to the P's, and click on Power Apps. So in this case, let's just start with a blank app. And here, I'm just going to go with Blank Canvas App and go to Create. And let's just call this Gallery Designs. And I'm going to select the default as a tablet format and hit Create. Now if I click back on office.com and I hit Excel, you can see right here that I have a spreadsheet that just outlines some of the videos that I have made in the past on our YouTube channel. So we're going to use this data source for our gallery. And I just want you to see that the video name, the category, and the link is in there. But most importantly, if I select this table inside of Excel, and I go to Table Design, I want you to see up here that the name of this table is called Videos. This will make sense in a minute. So I'm going to exit out of here and go back to Power Apps. And I'm going to go to Add Data, and I'm going to go down here to Connectors. And I'm going to select Excel Online Business. And again, I'm going to select Excel Online Business right here. And I'm going to select OneDrive for Business, OneDrive. And if I scroll down, you can see that Excel file that I was just on a minute ago. So I'm going to select that. And here's where I'm being prompted for the table. Remember, the name of that table was Videos. So I'm just going to check that and hit Connect. And this is asking if I want a unique way to identify all of my records in Excel. So I'm going to leave that and hit Connect. Next, I'm going to go up to Insert, and I'm going to insert a vertical gallery. And the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to be prompted for a data source, and I'm going to want to pick the connection that I just made. And now if I go over here to preview the app, you can see my gallery right here is accessing all of my records inside of my Excel spreadsheet. And this is the default gallery design. That's essentially just a list that I can scroll down that shows a few of my columns inside of Excel. If you are liking this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell button to get notified when we release our weekly videos. Now if I click this X right here, I'm going to exit preview mode, and I'm going to be back in my design view of Power Apps. Now let's talk about where this information comes from inside of the gallery. If I select this box right here, not the whole gallery, but just this box, and I look up here in the function bar, I see something called this item.category. If I click on the link here, I see this item.link. So let's look at where that information is coming from. If I go back to my Excel spreadsheet, I can see that category is coming from here and link is coming from here. And I don't have video name yet included in my gallery, but we can do that in a little bit. But if I go back to Power Apps, I can see that I have space for an image right here. But inside of Excel, I don't have a column that tells me where my image is. I do have this column over here that I would like to point out. This Power Apps ID, this is the ID that was automatically created when we did the data connection, and it asked me if I wanted to insert an ID. This is a unique way of telling me what every row is inside of my spreadsheet in case I have duplicates. So right before this column, I'm going to right click and go to Insert Columns. And at the top, I'm just going to type image. And then I'm going to make these a little bit smaller just so I can scroll to the left. So what I would like is a Power Apps image somewhere on the internet. So if I click here and I go to Power Apps image, let's just pick this one right here. So what I would like to do is right click on here and go to Open Image in New Tab. And I'm going to highlight this link up here and copy it. And then I'm going to go back to Excel and I'm going to paste that link right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Power Automate. And I'm just going to take the Flow logo, right click, Open Image in New Tab, and copy this link here into my Excel spreadsheet. And you can do that for every one of the images that you would like to keep for each of these Microsoft products. But let's just do 2 for now so you can see them changing. Remember, this is called image right here. So if I go back to Power Apps, I can select the image right up here. And I'm going to highlight up here and I'm going to say this item dot, an image is not appearing here yet, but I'm going to type it anyway with a capital letter because it began with a capital letter and it is case sensitive. And you can see that I have an error right here. But if I go over here to my data connection and I right click on videos and I hit refresh, and I can see that it refreshed right here. If I go back here, now I can see the image. And if I backspace and hit the dot again, I can see the image is now appearing as an option for me because the data connection has been refreshed from me adding that new column in my Excel spreadsheet. So you can see this looks pretty good. I only have 2 icons in there because I only have 2 in my spreadsheet. But if I were to add a sway one and all my others, they would appear here as well. So if I go back to my gallery and I go under layout, let's look at some of the options that I have. I could go for the title layout, which will just be a simple list of all of my fields that are coming from that category column inside my Excel spreadsheet. Or I could click on here and I could change it from category to title or whatever else I would like to change it to. But if I select the gallery again and go to layout, I can have title and a subtitle. So I could actually have Power Apps here, and under here I could make this video name. And one thing I want you to notice about video name is that this is in single quotes because of this space right here. So this is sometimes an argument to make all of your columns in your data source one word without spaces in it. Otherwise you have to remember to just use these single quotes on either side of it. But you can see how I'm changing what data shows up in here. So that would be like a title and a subtitle. If I select my gallery again, I can go to layout and I could have title, subtitle, and body, which in this case, maybe I want to change this to link. And then I can be displaying all of my information here. If I click back on here and go to layout, I can have image and title. If I change the layout again, I can have image, title, and subtitle. And if I change the layout one more time, I can have all my information on here. Some of this is a little bit reversed. Let's change this not to image, but to link. And let's go back on the picture here and make that this item dot image. And you can see that that has all been updated for you. I can also click on the gallery and make it a little bit wider if I want all of these just to take up one line. And I can also click and drag my different fields and reposition them and put them in different places and move it around however you like the layout to be for your app. If you were to want the title up here, you could just change this to dot video name and then change this one down here to category if you were to want to keep the formatting that's already been put there for you. If I go back to layout and I scroll down further, I can be using my images here in a little more artistic way. So if I click on this one down here, you can see that I can have my image in there and my title across. And I might want to make this a little bit bigger. And this will be filled in with more images as you put them into Excel. So there's just a lot of different ways to make your gallery look nice to the user or look a little more friendly on whatever screen you're using your app on. And if we go back up here to layout, and say you go to title and subtitle, I could highlight my title up here. I can center it. I can make a background color for every one of my titles. So let's say I'd like to use like a light blue. I can change the font color. Maybe I want that to be white instead. Or I could go up here and I could change the font to something maybe darker. And I can also adjust the font size. So it's up to you. You really have a lot of different options of what you can do inside of your gallery and how you would like that customized to fit your needs in your app. So hopefully this was a good introduction to learn about how to use and customize a gallery to access an external source of data inside of Microsoft Power Apps. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and we'll get back to you. Thanks for watching and see you again next time. If you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel and Office, join our Academy online course and access more than 1,000 video training tutorials so that you can advance your level and get the promotions, pay raises, or new jobs. The link to join our Academy online course is in the description.
If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're really serious about advancing your Microsoft Excel skills so you can stand out from the crowd and get the jobs, promotions and pay rises that you deserve, then click up here and join our Academy online course today.